Okay, vlog 5. I actually knew quite a bit already about eating disorders. I didn't, however, know that there could be a genetic link, or it was strongly linked to genetics. So that was interesting. I accidentally took the quiz on eating disorders like the week that I was supposed to take the previous quiz, and actually ended up missing that quiz. And then you sent the email out saying that students were emailing, they were confused. So I was able to take both quizzes, but I got a pretty good mark on that quiz, and I was very confused when I was taking it. But I was actually in a rush, so I don't know, went over my head. One thing that I definitely agree with, but never thought much about, was how vain we are when it comes to the way our produce looks. It was always instilled in me as a kid, and I think it's just something that your parents teach you. If it looks like not the greatest, beaten up, put it back. But in all reality, it's still probably, depending what it looks like, if it's gashed open or something, so probably good to eat. And there's probably a lot of waste from that. One thing that I don't understand is why we aren't taught to properly wash our fruits and our vegetables, especially if some have a thinner skin and can absorb more pesticides. I know a lot of people will put vinegar, like strawberries in vinegar, and soak those, or I think it's vinegar and baking powder or baking soda, and soak those and try to get a lot of the dirt out. And they'll do it with a ton of other things, but I guess it never really occurred to me that the thinner the skin is, the easier pesticides could be absorbed. And also, I know so many people that don't even wash fruits or veggies and don't care to, mostly men. I completely agree with what you said about buying organic versus non-organic. Just better to eat veggies. Doesn't matter if they are or aren't, just getting them in is better than nothing. And I do think a lot of people are kind of can't afford the organic, so, and the regular stuff isn't good, but that's not obviously the case. One thing that I guess I never really thought about was, okay, so you said that nutmeg was, I think, something that causes cancer in high doses, and I didn't know that, and when you said that, I was a little nervous. I don't consume a lot, but I do have it in my cupboard, and I just didn't understand, why would it be, something that goes in dishes if it's toxic. But it makes sense. The dose is what would actually be toxic, and every time I've made something with nutmeg, it's never required a ton of it anyways. So, I liked when you were talking about, when you brought up the story about, not a story, but just people possibly buying parasites to ingest so they could lose weight and look better. I often think only in America. But yeah, so vlog 5.